Six said he's on his way, but he can't drive like a madman because he's got 50 gallons of propane and fuel in the back of his truck.
I provide the people of this community with propane and propane accessories.
Nice.
What the fuck is Mike doing live 2 minutes before the fucking shot started the show? Really, dude? You've got 2 fucking minutes. Don't bleep this motherfucking shit. What the fuck, Mike?
And this is different from any other week?
Seriously?
That's what he did last time.
Oh,
3 weeks ago.
And he's going to push the wrong button and forget where he is, what he's doing. No. And we're going to be going like, well, BB6 is supposed to be here, but...
No, a few weeks ago, we're all wondering where he's at. And I'm like, I hear him talking downstairs. I'm like, who the fuck is he talking to? So I'm scrolling through Facebook. I'm like, he's live. He just called me on the radio. Can you have him Zoom me?
After we get through the intro.
Please remember, the views and opinions expressed by this show or any other show on DV Radio and its guests are strictly those of said individuals and do not reflect those of the DV Radio staff nor the staff of Dysfunctional Veterans.
Let's get it started in here. Get this party started on a Saturday night. I'm on the highway to hell all night long. 'Cause I got friends in low places where they play that funky music, white boy. And I don't want to miss a thing. I'm alive, yeah!
Online and on the go on your mobile device.
Listeners' discretion is advised.
This is Barracks Talk. It's DV Radio.
Google broke the toilet.
And I think I just broke my desk.
Tonight, Google is planning on taking over the world.
You can dip Brussels sprouts in chocolate to make them look like cake pops.
$15 is a little steep for a bag of dicks. It should be like $14.99.
I'm pretty easy to please.
Not even want to touch it as much as I want to.
Are you sure?
And we just went there.
Boom, 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 boom.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio. Yeah, you listen to the podcast there, young man.
You're tuned in to WDVR on dvradio.net or by searching DV Radio on the free Live 365 app on your mobile device.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio.
That is how it is right here on Barracks Talk Live, WDVR, dvradio.net. And I have to say that you can hear us in the great country of America, Canada, and the UK, because that's how our station ID works now. Anyway, Butterwood. Excuse me. We've got Oink, Google, PTSDog, Joaquin Watai, and DV6 finally decided to join us, even though he went live on Facebook no more or no less than 2 minutes before we went live here. So, how's everyone doing this evening?
I'm good. Hey, can you guys hear my AC running really loud?
Yes, I can hear it down here in the office.
Because you're downstairs. I was asking for the listeners.
Oh, not the host?
No, because you're downstairs.
All right, we were doing introductions, and now you've already sidetracked that part.
I was just asking a question, and
you were in the pre-show for. See, I'm the only one that came prepared. You guys have been in the pre-show. What for? Why does my name have a space between?
That's up to whoever punched it in, and I believe his name is DV6.
Really?
Really?
All right, so, Bo, you asked a question. Can we finish at least one thing tonight?
How's everyone doing this evening?
I'm good.
Doing great.
I'm here.
Well, Google has left the building for tonight.
Dare.
I didn't.
Well, I started off with saying I was fine, and then I asked a question, and I still don't have an answer. So I don't want to stay unmuted, then have you guys hear a buzzing in the background.
No, I can't hear it. Recoil's not going to be with us this evening. He has some family stuff that he's with. So have fun there, Recoil. And I would mention Marquis Davis, but I think he made his own T-shirt company or something. So
no, I'll bring that up at the end. I got important business to get out of the way first, but I have the Marquis Minute. I'm gonna start doing it until he gets back on. He calls me and says, "Yeah, I told Bo I'm back now. I'm gonna be doing a show every Saturday night." First Saturday he's back. He's not back.
He didn't tell me anything. He said when he's able to, he'll start doing it again. When did he speak to me?
I don't know.
In his dreams?
I didn't know we were going to be, like AOC says, it's not about being factually or correct or anything, as long as you're morally right. Right.
Well, that's because facts don't matter.
Not when you're, oh God.
But facts are mean and cruel.
Yeah. All right. We're already 6 minutes in. How's that new introduction going?
What new introduction?
I didn't hear it, so I assumed it was new. But anyhow, all right. So, ready to get this show on the road?
I've been waiting since 8 o'clock. Yes.
Yeah. All right, everybody. For those just joining us, I guess I'm going to take a guess and go around the table here. We got PTSDog. We got Jim. Bo. Sorry. I don't know what is going on with that. We got Google, who's going to say moist tonight. So listen carefully.
I'm not.
Yes, she is. What is it? Whose AC's going off? I can hear it barking. We got Oink.
Yes, sir.
All right, and that's it, right? Four of us?
For right now, but we will have a guest after the first break.
Okay. All right. So first and foremost, it's been a rough, it's almost coming up on a month. I just want to, first let's recap for those who may not know. There's still people that do not know. I'm getting people, if you're coming in the closed group and you're answering the questions to get in, remember the closed group is for veteran and active duty only, all branches, all eras of any army. As long as you're on, an ally. Well, you know what? I wouldn't really matter if Durka was in there. It'd be kind of cool to talk to him and see everything. But people are assuming they got banned or kicked out of the big page because they can't find it. You did not get banned. No, DV got banned. I mean, the page is still there. I can see it. So here's what we're doing. We went to Plan B, the backup plan. Veteran Humor was going to be the new DV page. It's always, for those who didn't know, that's what I run that page. 3 years ago, I saw the writing on the wall. You keep doing bad stuff and offending people, we're going to ban you. And they did, and they continued. Then they kept saying, you keep doing that, we're going to unpublish you. But we're going to make stuff up. We're going to ban you and not tell you anything. We're not even going to tell you what you got banned for. We're going to show you what you got banned for, but there's nothing there. So, but Plan B didn't work because Facebook says, we saw the video, you're sending us dicks, well, we're going to be a dick too, and you can't change the name. They didn't even say I couldn't. They just don't let me change the name. It resets every 3 days. I reapply, and they don't give an answer, and it just starts over. So, we have a new Facebook page. It's called Dysfunctional Veterans DV. Is that because somebody stole your name? No. I mean, I already own on my account Dysfunctional Veterans, so I can't have two. That's the purpose behind it. But this one you can tell is ours because it says DV in the name twice. God. Anyhow, so the dicks were supposed to be shipped out Monday, but the Yahoos down in the main office screwed, that box that they built collapsed and broke and it's everywhere. So they're rebuilding it, and it should already be gone. It's going ground not air ground. What do you call it? On wheels. In a truck. Freight. Yeah. That's it. All right. We're closed group's doing good. We're about at 30,000. Keep in mind, I've denied close to over 10 easy. 10,000 people. That's a lot. You know, remember, Bo, when they were saying, like, there's a lot of non-military. It's all not. It's not all non-military. I'd say about 1/3. But there's quite a few people. Yeah.
And then the ones that were complaining about that, why don't you make them answer questions to get in? And the ones that said that aren't answering the fucking questions.
Right? You're so... I can't hear you, Google. I can see messages. I shouldn't read those on there. All right. So somebody's asking me, why do I have a high and tight? This is a question and answer. I've answered that one before. And that's pretty cruel of you to ask why I have a high and tight. My mother died because of that, you know. God. It's like asking somebody why they're not on the track and field. Dude, man, my dad died on that event. What's that? So where were we? Oh, asking questions. Yeah. So this month, let me just get into this. So I was in Boston yesterday. For those who don't know, walking the streets, getting random strangers to read the promos for the truck giveaway contest. What truck giveaway contest? Go to mydvstore.com, click on the truck banner, and follow the directions. If you can read, you're halfway there to entering the contest. If you can't afford it, then maybe next payday. It's $100 per entry, but if you don't win the truck, you're still getting the DV package, which is not a D, but 4 DV shirts, travel mug, parking cards, bumper stickers, and a penis on your package. On both packages. But I didn't read these guys, talking to you guys in the host chat. I had 3 versions, and so I'd walk up to somebody. First I started with the homeless. I figured, why not? You know, they could use the money. I said, want to earn 20? I'm out there on a street corner, Bo, yelling, who wants to make $20? And then I go, that didn't sound right. Not like that. Who wants to make $20? So the guys in the chat, were saying, hey, tell them, who wants rent money. So anyhow, I got a few people, and, let me just read you one of them. DV is giving away a Ford F-150 truck, one of those 4-wheel drive ones with an extended cab. You can choose the color of the truck. I get a color that matches my underwear. You can register to win the Ford F-150 at mydvstore.com. You'll see the banner. Click on the top. But where's it at? No, not that one. The 2 ladies, they got to read this. And it goes, are you a male, age 18 or older? Do you want to be a bigger, better man? Is your tool too small? You need a truck, but you probably can't afford one because of your drinking problem and child support. Today's your lucky day. DV is giving away a free Ford F-150. And just like you, every day after 9, it's loaded with 4-wheel drive and extended cab. Want to win the Ford F-150? Enter at mydvstore.com. Click on the big truck. Good luck with your man problems. Shit like that. And then we're like, is this for real? And then there was the guy with missing an arm. Did you see that? Did anybody watch the videos?
I've not been able to, no.
Yeah. PTSDog was in there.
For about 30 seconds, I was just cruising through and saw you were on there, and then something else caught my attention, and I was like, ooh, shiny.
Yeah. Do you do what I do when you see somebody you're supposed to be supporting? You don't want, so you jump in there real quick so it shows your name, and then you get out of there, so at least there's a record of you.
It depends. Most of the time when you go live, except when it's 2 minutes before the show, I'll sit and watch you and see what's going on. But it just depends on what's going on,
I went 2 minutes live to push the show, so. Anyhow. Holy crap. I was parked out in front of the Marriott down on the waterfront in Boston. And the bird, and I was using it as a base. I would walk a lap around the city and then come back, get a fresh water, let the bird cool off, get some food for her. I'd leave her on the truck and I'd run inside and come back out. And one of the times I came back out, I showed Google the video. My God, there was like 20 people with their phones out surrounding the bird on the truck. Did you see that video?
No.
I definitely missed that one. That might have been kind of funny to watch.
I saw that video.
Yeah, I tell you, like a minute long. It's on Veteran Humor. I couldn't believe it. So this guy behind me goes, "No, that's funny. You filming the people filming the bird." Speaking of,
like, you don't understand. That bird has a following.
I know, right? She needs her own Facebook page.
Ooh.
I may have said something too soon.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's all I need. Another page to manage. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to.
Just make an Instagram page for. That's easy.
She does have quite a following, though. It's not me. It's the bird. I mean, you think about it, though. If I wanted her, it breaks up the video when I'm sitting here half the time babbling, and people watch just for the bird, and she dive bombs me. I don't train her. That's not me teaching her to do that. She does that on her own. How cool is that?
Because she gets mad at you because you're not paying attention to her.
Because I'm talking to other people.
Yep.
Soon
as the phone rings, she'll be quiet. Soon as the phone rings, I could scream your head off.
How dare you cheat on me? And she's horny too. She keeps. I was telling them in the closed group in a live video how I'm driving and she'll crawl up she sits on my finger, and she'll come down my arm, get under my chin. I think she's gonna cuddle, right? Nope. She puts her head down towards my belly and backs her ass up into my face while I'm driving. I mean, and she's pushing and all that. And I'm like, I got one hand on the steering wheel and I got a cigarette in my hand. So, like, what? Come on, bird. We're not doing this now.
Are you still live, DV6?
It'd be hilarious if he was.
Because they're saying the audio is coming through your speakers and it sounds horrible on the video.
How can it go through there? I'm on two separate channels.
I don't know.
They're listening on DV radio. That's why.
I'm telling you what they're saying in chat. So if you want to tell them to go to dvradio.net or listen on the Live 365 app, you might want to actually tell that to the people that don't read.
All right, for those who don't read, you heard what he just said. Go to dvradio.net at 9:22 or 23. The real show starts, and I'm gone. And I'm not teabagging the bird. The bird's teabagging me. Get it right. Not that I'm proud of that. So 4th of July, you know what? Maybe it's because the speakers on my computer are loud, and it's coming through on dvradio.net too loud.
I'm listening to you perfectly.
See? No problems there.
So it's the video.
And I'm using my official DV mic. It has a DV logo on it now. Just like the fake news media has one. 4th of July. I know Google, I'm not going to steal too much of her thunder, but the horses have been here. What an amazing week. Couple weeks with these horses here. Yeah, it's for the residents themselves and for us to finally have them here. They've pulled some hellacious stunts. Can I tell them? Though I'll tell them this one. So
the latest Daniel story.
Yeah. So one of the horses, there's two. It was Daniel, right?
Yep.
All right. He's been having issues in his stall at night, and he's been kicking, midnight, and the dog starts barking. And I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know why he's kicking. Maybe he's hearing a predator. So Google adjusted his feed, before going to bed and all that, and he's still doing it. So what we did, I suggested, we don't have the big barn doors on the front of the barn yet, Quonset hut. I says, he's right there where he can see outside. Maybe it's, there's too much activity at night going by, foxes, owls, whatever. So let's move him deeper inside the barn. Well, that first night, let me tell you what that little shit did. I get up in the morning. It was quiet all night. We all slept. Google, you didn't get woken up by a horse barking or kicking or whatever, right?
No, I think I hear fireworks though. Hold on.
Okay, don't wreck my story. Anyhow, so I get downstairs. I'm making coffee in front of the big coffee window, kitchen window, and I can see the pasture, and I see like two people shadows. Well, it wasn't two people shadows. It was one horse shadow. I saw 4 legs walking around. And I went, oh, good. The men, saw we're late and let the horses out. Yeah. And then I went, no, they're not supposed to be doing that. So I look even further. The horse is out there with no gear on, no halter. I'm like, how did he get out? So I go down there. Let me tell you, to open that stall door, it's a process. You've got to lift the latch, slide it out, and that just unlocks it. It's a metal, drop lock. And then you got to slide this heavy door. He did all that. He let himself out, unlocked it. So,
nice.
DV Radio's in the house. So that's the horse. But there's more stories to talk about.
Yeah, Daniel's no dummy. He is pretty hilarious. He can't get out anymore on his own though, because I put a clip on the end. So
yeah,
he is staying put. He did try to get out the following night.
Is Daniel the modern day Mr. Ed?
Oh my god, I know, right? It's just so funny.
That's great.
Carry on, Mike. Hey, the other night, Bo, I was doing a video, and it was right at 8 o'clock, and you know what that means. And I'm doing it, and we couldn't go. I started talking, and I look at the comments, and it's all about the bird, right? So I pay attention. I start reading them. I said, look, the bird's not. Where's the bird? Where's the bird? I'm like, the bird's in bed. And it had been a rough day for videos with the bird in the video. I was yelling at her, cussing her out and shit because she was just going off.
Right.
But they kept going about the bird. Then it changed to we need proof that the bird is still alive. Or they wouldn't let the video, the me continue. There was a few of them. Yeah, and then it all caught on. Yeah, we need proof. So what'd they get? Google?
Yeah.
Yeah, to vouch for me. Or did we bring the bird? Did I wake her up?
No, because she was sleeping.
Yeah, no way I was going to wake that thing up.
Waking up a sleeping bird is like waking up a sleeping baby.
Yeah.
They're fucking cranky and annoying and
she'll bite the shit out of you.
Yep.
If it's one of those mornings when you're down here, Six, if it's one of those mornings that I don't go to sleep when you get up, I know when you've just woken up and woken her up because you can hear it like 10 miles away. Because it's so quiet up here in the mornings. Well, it is all day anyway.
You just reminded me. She was going to bed, and they were like, we need proof she's alive. Remember, she was on her way to go to bed. She just left me, Martha.
Oh, right.
And so I'm like, so I yelled from this room down the hall. I'm like, Huey! And she was like thinking I'm calling her back in here, and she was like, ee! Screaming. I was like, there you go. Proof of life right there. She's going to bed.
Well,
anyhow, there's a lot. Look, I'm already past my time. There's a lot going on, a lot in the news. So make sure if you're watching this video, go to dvradio.net. I'm sure they're going to bring it up. There's just so much from the 4th of July in D.C. that apparently now that's too political. Right. I know you guys are going to talk about that tonight.
Yeah. Well, I do have some sad news about Stevie Wonder, if I can get that out really quick before we go any further, and then we can bring up the show.
I didn't see that coming.
Right? Well, he's 69 years old, and he's taking a break from music as he is needing a kidney transplant. The news came after Stevie Wonder fell ill and spoke on stage at British Summertime Hyde Park with Barclaycard, saying that he is going to have a kidney transplant in September. It's all good. I've got a donor. He further went on to say, it's all good. I came here to give you my love. You ain't got to hear no rumors about nothing. I'm telling you. He made the announcement at the end of his set when he performed Superstition. Stevie said he would play 3 more shows before taking his break for the surgery. So he fell ill with his kidneys, and now he needs a transplant, and he's getting that done in September. But he says everything's good right now.
Well, that's
a
sad.
plus.
But, you know, what's worse is this guy Barry in chat says he can't get DV radio in Australia. Why not?
Well, our music license only extend. Yeah, our music license through Live 365 right now only extends to Canada, the United States, and UK. Yeah.
Well, see, it's a blessing that I did this right here.
But we
So
do have the
now we have-
podcast, DB6, if you want to mention that.
The podcast, I mentioned that. What about the podcast?
If he's in Australia, he can listen to us on podcast until they can outstretch licensing.
Oh,
to
so once
Australia.
you upload it, then they can go. Okay, yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
Don't forget, August 31st, I'm going to Colorado. I'll be out there for a week. And a big shout out to the Wet Spot Bar and Restaurant in Glen, North Dakota.
I'm sorry. Every time you bring that name up, I just laugh.
Well, hey, we're thinking about, so the amount, well, we're not going to tell you the exact, I mentioned it before, but I don't want to mention it too much because the state is giving him a hard time. He's been driving to the state capitol. He's actually talked to the governor. The way it works in North Dakota, I'll go in a minute, Bo. I'll get this done in a minute.
You're fine.
All right. In North Dakota, they have it's gambling's allowed. And in the bars, they have these poker machines and all kinds of gambling devices. Well, any money that is made, it doesn't go to the low internet. Okay. Doesn't go to the bar. You have to pick a nonprofit charity to give it to. And the state has a list and they say they want to keep it in the state. So one of the things on there is the Red Cross. So he wants to donate it to DV Farm. And then they were giving him a hard time. So he drove to the Capitol, talked to the governor, and it says that he pulled out the rules and says, I get to pick the charity right here. Well, you got me there, he said. And he's donating it to us. I forget. There was more I wanted to say, but I had a brain cramp. Shit. But, yeah, I really did. Holy, it's the end of the day.
Shit happens.
It's been one hell of a week. Don't forget, we do have beds open here at DV Farm, out here in Gilsum. If you or someone you know is struggling to battle alcohol, drugs, or homelessness and all that, look us up, dvfarm.org. All the information's there. It's rare that we have these beds open. Once they fill and I get the right people here, it could be a year or two before another bed opens up. So it's a pretty intensive treatment up here. So that's it. I've shot my load.
Nice.
Oh my God. Hey, I love the reporter on Fox. They went to him from Fox and Friends. It was the other morning when they had the earthquake, and they were going live to him about something going on in California. How's the 4th of July? Oh, 4th of July. He goes, how's the 4th going where you're at? And he goes, well, California got off to a shaky start this morning. You know, he said that at our help. Nobody died.
That was so funny.
Well, California got off to a shaky start. Yeah.
Like, my God.
Fox pushing edgy before edgy was cool.
Yeah, but we're too edgy. Bo.
Right.
I'm not going to look, you know, it's, you know, with the shirts, the humor and all that, there's plenty of places out there that do patriotic and they do it well. And I don't knock them. I mean, we have a few from time to time, but we are who we are. I'm not going to apologize. Bo's not going to apologize. Google's not going to apologize for the way. Either like us, the whole package, or don't. I mean, you can't pick and choose. I mean, you can hate our shit, yeah, and still like us. But as far as like why people won't put us on the air or anything like that, yeah, I can understand you taking a risk. I do my best not to drop F-bombs, and so far my track record is perfect on, and Bo, you've been there a few times with us with the BBC or the NPR and
yeah,
any live. I haven't fucked up. My goal is not to embarrass us. I do my best, but you know, when you're spokesman and frickin' leader of your organization is there, you know, it happens sometimes. I got brain cramp, you know. That's a head injuries. I do my best to represent us in the most positive light.
Hey,
You know,
Six,
remember, the difference between being a dick and an asshole. Don't be a dick.
are you going to be with us after the break, or are you getting off when we get a break?
Let me go. During the break, let me see if I can get caught up. If not, no.
All right. Well, we do need to take a break. We need to pay some fucking bills because that's how ad revenue works. But we will have Joel from Security Sucks Media on after the break to interview him because he's got to get in and get out. But you are listening to Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net WDVR.
DV Radio.
DV Radio is a place where veterans can be veterans live on pre-recorded shows and via podcast free of charge for listeners. Although the laughs and music are free for you, it does cost us. Help ensure that veterans' voices are heard uncensored by sponsoring DV Radio. Check out DV Radio LLC at patreon.com/DVRadio or by clicking on the Patreon button at dvradio.net. Find out more about sponsoring an individual program by emailing info@dvradio.net. Help ensure that veterans' voices continue to be heard.
Nothing to watch on TV. That's why you're listening to Barracks Talk on dvradio.net WDVR.
This ain't reality TV! It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal!
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Oh, well, isn't that special?
Laddie, don't you think you should rephrase that?
Mama said that. Mama.
Good day, sir!
Now class is dismissed, gentlemen.
That's right. You are listening to WDVR, dvradio.net. This is Barracks Talk Live, where you can listen to us in America, UK, and Canada live on dvradio.net or the Live 365 app by searching DV Radio. If you're outside of any of those areas, i.e. Australia, Africa, or some other off country that isn't in UK, Canada, or America, then you can catch us on podcast on Podbean, iTunes, Google, Stitcher, and a bunch of other places. And we are working on Spotify. You can ask Oink. It's fucking tedious goddamn work. But we're back right here with Barracks Talk. We've got Joel from Security Sucks Media. And I have to say, he's a Canadian. He's a civilian. But there's a reason that he's on tonight. And how you doing tonight, brother?
Doing pretty good. How's everyone else?
We can't hear you. That's one thing. Can you turn yourself up just a little bit?
You got me now?
That's a little bit better. What's everybody think? Can you hear him good or?
Everybody hear me there?
There you go. That's even better.
I was about to say that's that new security. What's going on?
So yeah, you are Joel. You do Security Sucks podcast over on Podbean. Why the fuck are you here on Barracks Talk for one?
Well, it's a little bit of history. There was somebody just sent me a link of what the radio was all about, and I decided to check in a little bit more and found it to be a network that I felt was kind of right up the alley, seeing how the podcast that I'm part of does deal with a lot of veterans. There's a lot of contractors overseas that are veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought no better platform than to reach out to you guys and see if you were interested. And then we started talking and kind of got on the same wavelength. And here I am, the stupid Canadian down south, joining you guys.
Right. No, I've been giving him hell ever since we started talking, so he can take it. Trust me, he's a good guy. So you don't have a military background, correct?
That's correct. So
okay.
I started at just over 20 years old as a private security contractor. I did security for a little bit. Had a little bit of a shitty business thing happen, so I decided to kind of pull the pin on that. Government wasn't too supportive on me, and then I said, well, fuck, if I can't do that, then I might as well go do the real thing. Went overseas. I went to South Africa for about 6 to 8 weeks, did some training down there, and then I just kind of caught the bug. I started networking as much as I possibly could.
some people that were kind of the old dogs in the industry started taking me under their wing. After that, they put me on these assignments. Obviously, the little shit first, because I needed to build up my own fucking knowledge before I put other people at risk.
Right.
And then it kind of started from there. And after a while, they started seeing that I kind of actually did know what the fuck I was talking about. I actually knew a lot about business. So because I knew a lot about business, I got to do a little bit more of the back end stuff. So the financing, the scheduling, all the upfront kind of fixed costs and models and stuff like that. So I kind of got all that going for a lot of companies. Then a couple of the big companies started picking me up. And then I started working on such contracts for Department of State, such as U.S. embassies, and switching over their security programs and stuff like that. And then started working my way from there. So then I had a kid, and that kind of slowed the process of the overseas stuff for a bit.
Right.
Asked back here at Canada, and since then I'm still in the security industry. I'm actually on a board director, and I still do a lot of that, but I don't really reference a lot of the operational stuff that I currently deal with in my podcast, because I still have clients and I still can get in shit for stuff. So
right.
I got to keep stuff low down a little bit, but that's it in a nutshell.
Right. So you do have a podcast, as we said. It is the Security Sucks podcast. You guys can find that on Podbean. What is that about? Is that about security? Is it about your life? Is it about your career? What is that?
So it's kind of all of it. First, I do the interviews, which is probably my favorite part. I know a lot of people in the security industry. I know a lot of people that are in military. I know a lot of people that are in law enforcement. So I thought that the best way for me to kind of backtrack a little bit, being in this industry, you're very closed off. Especially with the contracts that I work on or have worked on. I don't get the chance to talk about what I want to talk about, because either people around me don't really understand it, which is understandable because they're not in the industry, or the people that I do want to talk to about, I can't really talk about certain operational things. And it was eating me up inside, and I became very hermit-like in my own head. So I decided the best way to do this is to say, fuck it, and do something that I really wanted to do since, a few years ago. And maybe it'll help me, a little bit with my own thoughts and get all those fucking demons out.
Right. So basically what you're saying is you started the podcast to help you, A, mentally, and B, so you can help other people to understand where your mentality is in the security business.
100%. Like, I'm not here to trash talk it. I work in it.
Right.
I've created a career out of it. I make a good living out of this. Like, this is something that I like to do, but the industry itself has become so fucking dark. And
right.
It's become just a shithole that people just don't give a fuck about it. And
right.
Like, I feel bad for security guards. I feel bad for guys overseas. I feel bad for people earning $250 a day fucking in military zones. Like, it bugs me. And I think we just kind of all need to come together on the same platform and just kind of talk about it and get it out.
So you're essentially, in a nutshell, as you said, doing what we here at DV Radio does, which isn't new. It's not a new concept at all. But you're wanting to, A, have some fucking therapy while you get your thoughts out in a professional yet understandable and relatable way to those that know where you're coming from. Is that a good synopsis
100%.
of what you? Okay. So we have been talking. I don't want to spoil anything just yet. We'll wait a few more minutes or that. But you are in the works of some other shows, is that correct? Or is it just Security Media's or Security Sucks podcast right now?
So I kind of got about 2 or 3 in the works. I haven't really divulged any of it yet.
Right.
I got some guys that, like I said, that do a little bit outside of what I do, just to kind of bring in more expertise, because I can talk out of my ass till the fucking cows come home. That's all there is to it. But
right.
I would like to have them to, I got I got current military contract or security contractors overseas that have shows that they would like to do, because they're mentors as well. And I feel that they have the best ability to project what they want to say rather than me saying it for them.
Right. Now, I've not been able to listen to a lot of your podcasts, as you know, because I'm so fucking busy, and we've talked about that till the fucking midnight. But I did get to listen to bits and pieces of a couple, and I noticed that a lot of your podcasts are interviews with other people. Are all of those people that's in the security career, or is it people that have dealt with it? Is it the contracting security? What kind of interviews do you do on Security Sucks?
So I've kind of adapted the fact of anybody from post-security or pre-security to post-security, but I still want it to be pertaining to the security industry. I do have people that are owners of businesses. Actually, I got quite a few owners. I've done security guards themselves because I do want to hear what their stories are like. They are the boots on the ground. They get the shitty end of the stick all the time. I talk to overseas contractors, overseas medics. Security is it's a broad term for a lot of things, but I want to hear what their real life is about. Couple of the really common questions that I ask is, what does a day in the life of you look like when you're working? And what does a day in the life of you look like when you're not working? Even though we're all fucking working all the time. But the point is that it gets everybody to see what the real life aspect of this person is, rather than just kind of hearing an interview about, oh, well, I went to fucking Iraq for this long, and I go to Africa, and I do this in Asia, and I do that, and blah, 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 blah. And that's all fine and dandy. But there's people that want to aspire to be that, and they got to realize that there's an actual figure attached to that. There's a person attached to that, not just a story that they had. And I think that shows a lot of weight, and that's something that's important to me. Because I'm suffering from the same thing. Like it's the reality of the job.
Right. Now, you said when you and I first started talking that you understood the mentality, and obviously you do, because I've given you hell without being unprofessional as much as possible in our talks and emails and discussions and stuff. How would you, and people are probably going to get really pissed at me, and I really don't care, but how would you compare military to the security in the civilian world? Is there that big of a difference? Like, other than the fact that one signed up for the country and one signed up, for a company?
Well, I would have to say that you have, as somebody that's in the military and going into security, number one is you don't have job security. So thinking about the factor that you don't have Uncle Sam or fucking any other country paying your bill at the end of the month is something you really need to think about. And it really does change the mindset of a lot of security contractors, because it now becomes a game of getting to that contract first, or what are you doing right after this one? What's happening? Am I going to be able to find another job afterwards? Now, there's a lot of work out there, but there's not a lot of work. It's a fucking catch-22. And I think that the mentality is still there, especially with private security contractors that do work overseas. They're all pretty much, I was one of the 1% of the whole fucking gamma, right? The people that aren't ex-military or law enforcement, we don't have a lot of the same, I don't even know if you want to call them attributes, but there's a lot of things that you learn in the military and police that make that very beneficial for you out in the field.
Right.
Experience is one of them, but then also the camaraderie and all the rest that brings it all into play.
Mm-hmm.
You get kind of anomalies like myself who kind of just get it, and they sit down and shut up and they listen. So if you get that type of person, then that type of person's going to do well. But it's just the mindset of being no longer in the military when you're working overseas is a hard one to get over. But then that's the perfect role for you. Being back at home and doing security, if you're doing executive protection, or if you're doing some high risk type of detail, then you're more in your comfort zone, even in your own country. So it's not much of a change. I think it's just the mentality again of, where's my next paycheck coming from? That's the real hard one.
Right. So in the civilian world, on the security side, it's living paycheck to paycheck and not having, like you said, job security. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. But I mean, I didn't mean that's the only thing. Obviously, there. Oink, you there, brother?
I am here.
I know me and you have talked about Joel in our private chats, and you've listened to his podcast a little bit. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask him?
Well, it's something I think that a lot of us can relate to. Is that being military, you have a lot of your veterans that come up with PTSD, but I also know that speaking with a few of the other prior veterans that are switched over to security. Have you seen a lot of that as well, as far as folks that come back, to their homeland, whether it be Canada or here in the United States? Do you see a high increase of that happening to those folks as well?
I do see a very high increase. I find that once they get their 5 years or 6 years in, they turn into kind of the what the fuck am I going to do now type of mentality. Like, where do I go from here? And going from Iraq to come home and then going back to Iraq again is kind of the best they know. It's kind of sad, but it's true. And it sometimes is the best form for them to get out their, what they're missing in life. But it all depends, because a lot of these people come back and they got a family, and now they got to think of another avenue, which is why they do an executive protection back at home, say California or Toronto or London, or wherever else. But they adapt to what they know best. And I feel that security is it's not the next level, but it's the starting level and the finishing level. Like you start security to go into military or police, and then you kind of finish off security because you're retiring from military and police. That's kind of where I see it all coming from. And that's why we get a lot of ex-military and ex-law enforcement.
So it's sort of, quote unquote, the training grounds to enter and the cool down period to come out.
I would say so, yes.
Right.
That's how I feel about it anyway. That's my opinion.
Right, I get what you're saying. And I mean, you have a valid point and a valid opinion. I mean, you've done this how long? 20 years? Is that what you said?
Just about, yeah. I fluctuate between the 19. My head's been hit a couple times, so I'll go with that.
So, JJ, Joaquin, do you have anything you'd like to ask Joel?
Sure, yeah. I'm curious, you just mentioned that your head been hit a couple times. Understandably, you have to have some kind of insurance policies for all your security guys. What kind of coverage do they have when they're put into those kinds of situations where they're, say, on military contracts overseas and things like that?
Well,
that you can divulge, stuff that you can divulge, obviously.
Yeah, no, I can. So there's only a few companies that actually do that. Like Lloyd's of London is kind of the only one that actually provides in theater insurance. And when it's about $1,000 a day for the company to actually to provide the insurance. So when we go in for contracting battles, or we're going into deal with a client that's in a hostile environment, we throw that in as part of our package, that we're going to hire ex-military, and they're going to be provided ex healthcare and benefits upon this. So again, it's $1,000 a day. So you got a 30-day contract, or you got a 3-year contract. I mean, the numbers are just fucking astronomical just for the insurance for that one individual alone. Now, there's loopholes to this whole system, whereas if you're going, and this is why people like Department of State and other organizations are kind of looking at the lower factor of the dollar, because if you go in and you want to hire just local nationals, well, that whole insurance thing is just fucking thrown out the window. Who gives a shit about insurance now? All you're paying for is maybe a low-level life insurance and maybe funeral costs, right? And sadly, funeral costs, it's not funeral for that individual. It's a funeral package for the entire family of that individual that's working for you. So it plays in favor if you're hiring overseas people with the experience and the insurance. But if you're hiring local nationals, you're giving the client a better rate, for a sad choice of words.
So what you're saying is, as with any big company, they find the cheapest and most cost-effective way out.
Yeah. There's some organizations that have learned their lesson, which is pretty good. But it still does play a factor.
I got you. Google, are you there?
I am.
I was about to say you have to unmute.
I knew that. It just took me a minute. You can't think of anything that you guys haven't covered.
Well, shit ass. God damn it. Why do I have host on with me? Fucking A.
Hey man, I never. You should know. I never prepare for guests. I kind of just wing it.
That's what I do. I don't give them questions. I just fucking do it. I'm getting to know them too. Yeah, we are in the talks of having you here on DV Radio, right?
That's correct. I think the first show is next Monday. Not this Monday coming up. I'm going to guesstimate, the 22nd or some shit? I don't know.
July 15th, is that right?
Oh, okay, sure. 15th. That sounds even better.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that's what it said in their chats. If not, we'll let you know on Facebook. Trust me and Joel have been like racking our brains on what date to get this started. So, but
yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I think you've got a listener base. We've got a listener base. We have different targets as far as who we're going after. But at the end of the day, it is the same target audience. You guys are civilians for the most part, but like you said, you do have a lot of military and active and veteran audience members, as well as we have a lot of civilian audience members as well. So I think it's a nice correlation. Your podcasts have been, from what I've heard, what I've been able to listen to while going through them, are really in depth. I love the way you interview your guests because you let them tell their stories, you let them get what they need to get out there, and it makes you feel like you're sitting there talking to them, or at least in the room listening to them.
Yeah. So the way, because I get annoyed when people are being interviewed and the person interviewing is just fucking talking the entire hour. Like, that really bugs me. Right. That was something that I didn't want to do from the start. All I wanted, and what I tell everybody when I'm interviewing them, this is your fucking show, not mine. Like, you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. But just all I ask is that you be real as possible. I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm just going to tell you the story or tell you questions here and there. And I preload the questions. I give them the questions beforehand. Mm-hmm. And I say, look, I know the industry. I know what you've done. There are some questions here that may be a little touchy. So just tell me if you want to ex-nay them or if you want to keep them online. Like, that's fine. It doesn't, I'm fine either way. It doesn't concern me. And then the other part of my show too is I don't just do the interviews, but I do a little bit of like industry tips just to kind of give people that are getting into the industry a little bit of advice, even people that have gone overseas and coming back and now they want to get into security or something. There's a lot of different advice that not only the people that I'm interviewing are giving, but I give as well. So there's a bunch of different avenues that I'm going with this. It's not just the interviews, but the interviews are obviously free and they help. So people like them.
Right. And like I said, I love how you do your interviews. And I told you when me and you actually spoke, if there's anything you don't want to talk about, just let me know. We don't do pre-made questions because every guest that we've had is different. You've heard our podcast. We've had everybody from nonprofits to some Joe Schmo that builds stuff to people who are fucking high up there. You can't, give everybody a pre-made list of questions. So we do have to do it like we just met on the streets or whatever. And like you said, this is your time. This is your time to get out whatever you need to get out. You can say shit, fuck, ass, damn, even though Google was trying to fuck with you in chat, saying, have you not heard?
I saw that.
Heard that you can't curse on this thing.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of a mouth, and that was why I actually chose to do a podcast rather than YouTube or something, because I don't exactly censor myself, and I try to, even when it's funny, because even if I'm with a client or if I'm with government officials or something, my mouth just goes. So they actually like that because they know I'm real. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have said that. Like, you're in your head, you're like, oh, this was not the room to say something like that. But it happens. So
Right. And just to be clear, because Amazon did ask it in chat on dvradio.net/chat, Security Sucks podcast will premiere here first, and then it'll be on podcast. We are going to, he is going to keep Security Sucks podcast going. Don't worry about that. But it'll premiere here on dvradio.net, and then he'll publish it to the podcast, just like we do here on dvradio.net with our shows. So he's syndicated, but it airs here, then it goes on podcast.
Yeah, 100%. And I got your guys' your intros and extras in my show too as well. So
that's great. That's great. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. I didn't ask you to do that, obviously. But
well, you did 3 times, but that's okay. We'll talk about that off. No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't.
Right. But yeah, I think what you've got here is fucking awesome. Like I said, you're a real guy. You're talking about real stuff, real shit, stuff that people are interested in. You did mention that you do talk about tips here and there in your podcast. Is there anything for our listeners tonight, for anybody that's interested in it, maybe going into it, or that's already into it, or maybe they have a family member or friend that's wanting to get into it and they can let them hear this podcast? Is there anything you'd like for them to think about before actually diving into the security career?
You know, it's so funny you say that, because I asked that question probably 100 times already, and I fucking still don't know. It's like any other job, but the thing is what I try to tell people, or even my employees or anybody else, is just, you know, think of it as a job. Like, this is something that you have to come to work to, and you have to do every day of your life. But there's a work-life balance that I understand and I respect. But at the same time, I'm the type of person, I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't get days off. So in my head, the work-life balance doesn't really click as much as it should when I'm going down the line. But what I tell people is, expect to be busy when you're busy, and just realize that it's the working environment can be very stressful. So really think about if this is the right job for you. If it's not the right job for you, don't fucking waste everybody's time. Just come in, do your job, go home. But if you're working in higher risk environments, that's a whole nother list of tips. But do your research. Make sure you're going in with a company that's got some credibility. Make sure that even research to see if you can find out who your team is that you're going with. Always know what you're dealing with. If you're going to another country, start learning languages, start fucking understanding how everything operates, because their culture is completely different than ours. One thing you do over here could get you fucking killed over there. So yeah. I try to tell people, you know, be smart, because this industry does require a fucking brain, even though you see how much fucking security guards are just idiots and how much they do this wrong and that wrong and they fall into a lake or whatever. Well, that's the bad part of us, is we have those type of people, but at the same time as we try to give security a better name or a better rap.
And that's
also,
totally understandable.
In talking about the podcast, I just want everybody to remember, this is new to me too. I'm doing this more for myself. And like I said at the beginning, not the beginning of this, but beginning of my podcast is, I'm not really interested in how many people listen to me, because this is more of a, like you said, therapeutic for myself. Mm-hmm. But the fact that people are listening and people are responding is amazing. Like, I just want to thank everybody for that. And yeah, keep it on.
I know that I had pushed you a couple of days ago, and I did get quite a few hits and a little bit of feedback, and from what I've understood thus far is they love what they're hearing so far, so obviously keep that up. I do have one question, because I know you don't have much time left with us. You said, you know, you have different walks of life entering the security career. Have you ever had those adrenaline junkies that get in there and they're all gung-ho and, ooh, yeah, I gotta do this?
Fuck me.
What's your worst one that you've seen or heard of?
My worst one? Holy shit. Okay, so I was in Africa. This was, about 7 years ago. And this one guy came in. And if any of my buddies are listening right now, his name's Shiny. We called him that because fucking first thing that he kept in mind, he would just look at it. And he'd just fucking stare off and never land for an hour and a half. But anyway, so there was one day where he came back, and we were all staying in a team house. There was about 5 or 6 of us, and he walks in with this prostitute from Africa, and we're like, he's actually staying in the same fucking room I am. and I'm laying there and I can hear the fucking bed beside me just going off. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go, buddy, like, get the fuck out of here. You're like, I gotta fucking be up in like 3 hours. So he gets up. He fucking walks outside to the deck, and my window is fucking facing right there. So he starts going at it with her right there in front of me. I get up. I fucking tell him, get the fuck out of here. So I run into my team lead's room, and he gets all fucking pissed off. So he's coming out and telling everybody to leave and get out of here and everybody go. So she's walking past. And as she's walking past, the exit or the entrance of our team house, on the left-hand side is our operations room. It's got maps of the U.S. Embassy. Oh, sorry. It's got maps of the U.S. Embassy. It's got the fucking whole layout of all of our guards and where they're posted. And so she's walking out and she turns around and starts staring at this. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm thinking to myself, we got to kill her. Like, we got to do something here. So I actually proposed that option, but nobody agreed with me. They did end up getting her out. They fucking grabbed him. He was on the next flight out of there. Oh God, it must have been 4 hours later. Like, we got red eye. He was just done. But anyway, we get people like that. That's actually pretty fucking common. So just thought I'd share that one.
I swear that's like Full Metal Jacket in the fucking civilian world right there. That's exactly what I fucking thought. That is the civilian Full Metal Jacket.
But it all answered your question. Yeah, we do, whether it's at the level of guard or it's all the way up to like executive protection details and wherever. We do get the guys that are a little too headstrong. We try to weed them out. But some of them have just such great experience that it's like, fuck. You know what the thing is, though, is you put people like that into a team of like 5 or 6 guys, and those 5 or 6 guys are going to tune them. Or even women. Like, women aren't really that cocky, but the women that are in the industry are fucking intelligent, really smart.
That was my next question. I'm sorry, but that was my next question. How many females are interested or actually do something like this? And we're not talking, admin. We're talking full-on security detail and stuff.
So, I thought you were talking about the prostitution stuff there, bro. My bad.
$5 Yeah. There's a lot of women. There's a lot of really, really good women. I've actually interviewed a couple of them. It's funny because it's not a man's game, right? Like it is because there's so many males in it.
Right.
But when you have a female client, you need to have a female officer with her or executive protection detail with her. Like some sort of specialist needs to be there. You can't always have, I did talk to somebody who does, nanny protection. Like, she's a nanny bodyguard. So her job is to watch the kids. You can't have a male role in that type of situation.
Right.
It's too aggressive.
Yeah.
So when you have low key, females, or even some of the females are not very low key, but they get the shit done and they do it good and they have the experience to back it up. There's service women that go into this industry and they fucking just nail it out of the park. Like, they're just phenomenal at it.
Right.
So it's not a male or female game. It definitely, you need to have, there's certain things women can do that I just can't fucking do. And there's certain things women can do that men can't, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. I totally get where you're coming from. I'm one of those people, hey, if a man or a woman can do it, fucking let them have at it. Don't fucking
100%.
I mean, if they're causing problems, obviously get them the fuck out of there, that individual, but don't, quote unquote discriminate. But, I'm not the one making goddamn rules in this fucking utopian world.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like I said, I love what you're doing. We are ecstatic about having you here on dvradio.net and joining the DVR family. Like we did mention earlier, we are trying to put some stuff together as a collaboration. And really quick, before we let you go, because like I said, you didn't have a lot of time tonight, but where can they find you, your podcast, and all of that stuff?
Well, you can always go to www.securitysucksmedia.com. That's kind of the easiest avenue to kind of get you in the right area. You can go to the website. I have basically every social media site you can think of: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the other fucking ones that will probably ban me at some point. But I think that
join the club.
Yeah, it's funny because I keep seeing that come up on your guys' thing, and I'm like, oh, and there my clock has started right there. But yeah, no, you can reach me anywhere. Best way is to follow me. I do post a lot of things on Instagram where it's very security related. All the pictures that I have are actually mine, that I have taken in the previous that I can take and I can divulge. But, it's good. It's for good talk. So that's basically it.
So no pictures of those maps?
Well, I actually have pictures of those maps, but no, they're going on Instagram.
What about the wars?
It's actually ever funny. If you guys go to war with us, then yeah, they will actually go up online.
Really quick before we do let you go, Google, do you have anything you'd like to say or anything like that to Joel?
I don't think so.
Well, thank you for welcoming him.
You're welcome.
JJ, what about you, brother?
Welcome aboard, but I don't believe you're actually Canadian because you haven't apologized for shit yet.
I unfortunately don't apologize for shit, to be honest with you.
He did say that like 6 times. I don't fucking apologize for anything.
But we've decided that Bo's a Canadian spy, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And Oink, what about you, brother?
Nah, welcome aboard. I think it's a very interesting topic, and I think it's something that everybody's going to look forward to.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight here on Barracks Talk. Everyone, that is Joel from Security Sucks. You can find him on Podbean and Facebook, and go to the website. All those links will be in the description on the podcast. Thank you for coming on tonight, Joel.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm glad to be on board, and I'll come join you guys again on another one of these episodes. Just tonight, I'm fucking busy, so I can't help.
It's totally understandable, brother. You have a great evening.
You too. Thank you, everyone. Have yourself
right.
a good night and stay safe out there. Catch you on the flip side.
Thanks, brother. All right. So, yeah, that is Joel from Security Sucks Media. Go check him out. You will love the podcast, I believe. It's very informative. It's very intuitive. And I can't say enough about it. Like I said, all the links will be in the description of the podcast when we are able to publish it. Hopefully Sunday. But knowing my luck, that will be Monday. So how was everyone's week since we've got about 10 minutes?
Oh, mine was interesting. I made a trip down to, North Carolina.
You did what?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Well, you see, what happened was, no, we needed a little break from here. Family is family, but at some point in time, you can only stand so much of them. So I talked the wife into making a little road trip. It was either north or south, and I know there's a lot of stuff going on there at the farm. Otherwise, I would have went north. I was like, you know what? We got started with the radio. Let's just go south. Let's just go visit with Bo and JJ and Nevermore and just say hey to those guys down there. So we made a little road trip.
No, it was nice. I had put up some posts about we had a pig and stuff like that, and everybody's like, dude, what is the 5-0 doing there? Dude, did the laws come raid your house? And I'm like, where the fuck have you guys been living? Like, seriously? That's all people can think about.
I don't think the Popo could find your fucking house. I had a hell of a time, man.
No
He is
ambulance.
way out there, isn't he?
Not one ambulance that has ever come to my house was able to find it without calling and saying, "Oh, yes, where is your driveway at?" I'm not joking. In the almost 30 years we've lived here, no ambulance or rescue service has ever come to my house without calling because they can't find the place. And it's on fucking Google Maps, for fuck's sake. Like, shit fuck. Oh, my God.
That did help. Because, when you looked at Google Maps, like you said, you can see your fucking ramp from space. It's no joke.
That bitch is reflective. fucking Great Wall of China ain't got shit on my goddamn ramp.
Right?
But it was fun. It was great. It was nice meeting your wife and little dude as well as yourself finally in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get to do a lot because, room wasn't fucking finished.
It is almost finished, though. It is almost finished. I did get to take a tour of it. We looked around and started doing some video stuff for our Patreon members, and lo and behold, our battery died.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm telling my mom, like, 2 days before, will you charge the battery for the camera? Because I think, it's about dead. Well, it shows it's full. It's not been charged in, like, 3 weeks, and you've done a lot of picture taking. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. And I kept asking her, and then I guess we both forgot the day that you came. And, yep, he gets to the bathroom, and it turns off. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Great. Wonderful. Beautiful. But it's all good. It's all good. Shit happens. We'll get a video up there. On Patreon soon of what it looks like right now. But again, it was nice meeting you and your family, and I hate that we didn't get to do more, but it was nice just to sit here and relax, because I didn't work for shit that day, I don't believe.
It's all good. Then we went, of course, from Bose, we went down a little farther south and over, a little more eastish, and got to visit with JJ and Nevermore, and, the big Skeeter, and, of course, Freya. He's a Bob.
Yeah.
So she is full of energy.
Yes, she is. She's a little wild thing. She's crazy. That was good. That was a good training opportunity with her.
Oh yeah, it was treated with Southern hospitality with some ribs and some homemade potato salad and stuff, and we got full and fat and happy, and it was a good day. I
applied them with alcohol to make them actually get a night's sleep, because I've made that drive back north, and it sucks. So I was like, no, you guys aren't going anywhere. You're going to spend the night and get some sleep and have a good breakfast in the morning before you get back on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That at this point, especially driving up and down the East Coast, that's a matter of personal safety, that you get enough rest,
That's the one thing the wife was worried about. She goes, we're going around D.C. and Baltimore. It's the way that the route's taking us. I'm like, honey, no problem. You just drive as crazy as they do. You fit right in. And besides, it's a rental. What do I care?
You want driving tips to drive through those places? Watch Vacation. Just watch that, and you'll do fine.
But yeah, overall, it was a good week. Like I said, her grandpap, that was the main reason we're here in Pennsylvania. He's doing a lot better. He's a lot stronger. He's able to walk up and down steps again on his own. So things are going good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I thought I was muted there for a second. Apparently not. Why? Oh yeah, JJ. Since Google isn't at her computer right now, how was your week? Minus Oink coming down, of course.
Oh, it was good. It's actually the 3rd anniversary of the beginning of the project. The public start of the PTSDog project is the 20th. So we are taking the whole month of July to celebrate both the 3rd year anniversary of PTSDog, and it is the 1st anniversary. Actually, the 4th of July was the first time I showed the book publicly to anybody when I went up to the farm. So the book is a year old. The page is 3 years old. And so we're doing a raffle. Some great prizes, including 2 pounds of Battlegrounds coffee, one from DV Radio and one from Ubora Coffee Roasters.
I don't know how many pounds or ounces. I just know it's a bag. Okay, that
2 bags.
2 bags.
2 bags of coffee. I may change the text to that on the raffle. I don't know. I don't know if I said pounds or bags.
Say bags and he puts pounds. Say pounds and he puts fucking gallons.
Yeah. No, man. And that was actually like early in the morning, and I was a little hungover because, I imbibed 2. And so I'll have to change that to bags. But I've also got a scroll saw cut version of the PTSDog logo out of wood from my good friend Bob Bender at H&R Woodcraft. NFG Vets is kicking in a gift card to Petco. That's very cool of them. A one-of-a-kind purple, sparkly, disgruntled Vets logo window decal and a disgruntled beanie from Disgruntled Vets. An original canvas from my sister out in Oregon at Raven Crafts Tattoo Gallery. I got to bug her and make sure she's painting that. K-Bar Soap Company kicked in a couple grenades. Google just messaged me. Let them know I got to go help get the ducklings in. They're being bastards. Why, yeah. Google? Did you eat their mommy? Or eat their daddy?
Jesus.
So anyway,
Christ.
so we're doing that big anniversary celebration doohickey on the page. And the reason we're doing a raffle is because we need to raise the money to get the e-publishing version of the book, meaning Kindle, Nook. There's a Canadian e-publishing app that they use there, and iPad, whatever their formatting is. To get that formatting done is going to cost almost $300. And then anything I raise above and beyond the $300 for the e-format publication is going to go to equipment so that I can record an audiobook version of the book.
So if people are interested in this giveaway, how can they do that, JJ?
Well, they can go check it out at my page, PTSDog. The tickets are $5 a piece. You can actually send me the purchase your tickets via PayPal, paypal.me/PTSDog. And again, the link is there in the raffle post, which is pinned to the top of the PTSDog page. And if anybody has any questions or wants to make donations to the raffle, please, by all means, message the PTSDog page, and we'll get back to you with answers as quickly as we can.
Yeah, we're also trying to get you guys a couple of albums from a few people. That's
sweet.
That's not in stone yet. I'm still working on it.
I'm not going to mention what people or anything, but that would be cool if it does happen.
Yeah, no fucking 5 pounds or anything like that of fucking albums. But yes, we are trying to do that. Speaking of authors, we will have Betsy Ross on hopefully very soon. She is the author of the Fight series. You can grab that on Amazon. Now, if you do use Amazon, please use smile.amazon.com. Make DV Farm your charity of choice in a purchase. And a portion of your purchase goes directly to the DV Farm at no hidden fees or extra cost to you. All you pay for is what is in your shopping cart. Again, that's Betsy Ross, and it's the Fight series. Go check that out if you're someone who's real interested in the real life of PTSD, depression, stuff like that, all the traumatic stuff that comes with what we do. That is a book series that you need to read, whether you're military or civilian. If you have troubles reading stuff like that, take it one word at a time, one sentence, one page. It's that easy to read. I've read all of her first book, and I absolutely love it because it is real, and we do need to talk about it more. But we do need to go to break and pay a few bills. Google's not back yet, so we'll let Oink start the news on the other side of the break, and then when Google comes in, I guess we'll let her finish it. But you are tuned in to Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net. WDVR. You're listening to us in the UK, Canada, and right here at home in America. But we'll be back.
Let's get it on. We've got some red beat for you. The music. Let's go.
You're listening to WTVR on dvradio.net. By veterans, for veterans.
Simply made for you.
What's DV Radio?
DV Radio is for you, the veteran, active duty service member, caregiver, and civilian supporter of the military. DVRadio.net is the online veteran network made for and by veterans. From original shows to syndication, you can find it here on DVRadio.net. In an effort to continue our mission and make better quality shows for each and every one of you, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/DVRadio. Whether you can only pledge $1 per month or that entire $1 million inheritance your uncle left you, there's a tier with rewards waiting for you. So why not keep DV Radio running and get rewarded at the same time? Head to patreon.com/DV Radio now. That's patreon.com/DV Radio.
DV Radio.
Ever shop online at smile.amazon.com? Why not give back to the DV Farm by making it your charity of choice? No extra fees or hidden costs, and a portion of your purchase goes directly towards the DV Farm, located in Gilsum, New Hampshire, and helping to continue its mission. That's smile.amazon.com, and be sure DV Farm is your charity of choice. For more information about the DV Farm, please go to dvfarm.org.
Back on the air.
DV Radio.
Yes, we are back on the air, but before we go to junk that's in the news, this Sunday night at 2000 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Service Dog Show with PTSDog Joaquin Watai. His guest this week is NYPD Detective Roberto Alviado. Joins him as he discusses access challenges involving police, especially at large events, and the potential for negative repercussions should social media become involved during such an event, real or near real time. That's the Service Dog Show right here on dvradio.net at 2000 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or you can use the Live 365 app. Just search DV Radio. And now, Chuck in the news.
You big dummy.
And now, it's time to find out what stupid junk is in the news.
That's right, folks. That's me again doing the junk in the news. Hey, I haven't prepared this week. Unfortunately, I've been out and about, as you know, and I'm relying on my phone to work with me. So, hey, let's be patient. But for this first one, we're going to call this the Frosty News Hour, as he submitted probably at least 3 of these. So we'll start off with the first one. And thank you, Frosty, for including some names in this one that I can't even pronounce. But boy named Google wins the weirdest baby name ever prize. For every Farouk life comment, there are, I really bridged that one.
What the fucking hell?
There are a million John Smiths who are very tricky to track down on Google. But it could be worse, though. Imagine trying to Google someone whose name is Google. Because now there's someone called exactly that. A couple in India wanted to think of a name that would give their second child a leg up in life. So the little lad has been registered as Google. Quote, from religion, we consider the names of the prophet, and from the more usual names, we also considered Abar. Oh my gosh. I can't even begin to pronounce these names, man.
Durga Percha. That's what it says. Durga Percha.
Google's dad said, oh, come on, phone. It just quit on me.
But when he was finally born, something in my heart told me the name Albor Doja Borja Persia wouldn't suit him. At last, I took a name from the technology category. Wow. Is your phone back up, or do you want me to keep going?
No, this one, I'm using my phone to go to these sites, and it keeps going to these stupid ads. Fucking ads. I hate ads.
Frosty saying that was for last week, but you know what? We used it for this week.
We did, because I didn't actually see it in the email until this week, so yeah. You got 3 in there, Frosty.
Yeah, so apparently they named this poor kid Google, and I don't...
I'm going to try to open it again, but yeah.
You know, it's a shame that we don't have Google with us to discuss this child whose name is Google.
Dude, she straight up left us.
Chasing ducks, apparently. She said the ducks are being bastards, so I'll assume they ate their daddy.
Right. Hey, do you need some help there, Oink?
I'm going to go to the second one, and then if we're done with that one, because that one just keeps closing out on me.
I was going to say, go ahead. That one's from fucking goddamn Daily Star. Every time I go to Daily Star, something fucks up on their website.
Right? This one, though, was submitted by our co-host who's missing tonight, Recoil. Elderly couple accidentally burns house down during sex game involving World War II flamethrower.
Nice!
That's right.
That sounds fun, actually.
A little hot and kinky under the covers for this one.
Right.
In Sand Springs, Oklahoma, a couple's sexual game turned horribly wrong this morning as they accidentally burned down their house to the ground with a 75-year-old flamethrower. Firefighters were called to the site around 11:15 this morning after receiving an unusual phone call, but could do nothing to save the 45-year-old home from being a total loss. Nancy Brown, the 911 operator who answered the call from the 96-year-old Maurice Fogarty, said she first thought that she was dealing with the pranksters when he told her that he had torched the house with his napalm while having sex with his wife. She's quoted as saying, he told me he was penetrating his wife with his M1 as usual, but got too excited and activated the flamethrower.
What is sad is What's bad about all of this is I believe that he actually had an M1 Garand and actually penetrated his wife.
Good thing he didn't pull the pin.
Right.
Hey. Miss Prowse's explanation shocked her for a moment, and it took her almost a minute to realize that it was actually true. He kept repeating everything was burning, and I could hear his wife screaming behind him, but I still couldn't believe that this could be real. Mr. Fogan and his wife were transported to the hospital and treated for the psychological shock caused by the event that they are otherwise uninjured. They shouldn't face any criminal charges, but may have problems when it comes to claiming their insurance policies, as damage caused by the use of weapons during sexual games is rarely covered. The case involving a Gatling gun in 2004 and another involving a rocket launcher in 2011 have made their way to court, and in both cases, the insurance company didn't have to pay anything to the claimants.
Dude, looking at the operator's face, she's like, I do not joke around. Like, that's the face she's giving me.
Right?
Like, I wouldn't want to, like, meet her in a dark alley if my life depended on it, man.
Yeah, no kidding. I ain't calling her for 911 help.
Right?
Oh, shoot. Frosty, was this one yours too? The Royal Caribbean will honor drink price snafu. Some travel-related businesses are quick to admit a mistake when it comes to purchases. A few are so funny and self-deprecating as the Royal Caribbean was this week, and not only owning up to a glitch, but not punishing its passengers in the process.
Hold on 1 second, wait.
For 9.5. Okay.
I believe someone just joined us.
Who is that? Who's that?
Hey, everybody. And guess what time it is?
Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
We should be able to penetrate the internet.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not. I like to be liked. I enjoy being liked. I have to be liked. But it's not like this compulsive need to be liked, like my need to be praised.
Welcome to the Marquee Dirty 30 here on dvradio.net.
This is Marquis Davis, the one and only. I'm so sorry I came in late, guys, but I just had a fantastic.
What? Oh, he muted. I don't know what's going on. He's on his phone.
He's so out of practice. He can't even get a full statement out.
Listen, I miss you guys so much. Okay, it's been a rough, like 6-7 months. Okay, and so now that I am stable, and I talked to Six, yesterday? Showed him my new house and everything. I got to show Bo. So Bo, tomorrow, call me. I'll show you the house, give you the tour. Woo! You know, and I'm setting up everything, and I will be back with a vengeance, my DV friends. I heard you guys had your page shut down, but it's okay. We'll come back stronger and better than ever, because guess what? The black man is back.
The black man is back.
You know what? That's the whole reason the page got shut down. Marquis wasn't around to claim it was racist and do so.
Well,
I know.
I wish I knew Marquis was coming on, because I'd have had this queued up.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Finish him. Hey, I got a quick thing real quick, since you want to play the music. Little Mermaid is black, but everybody's so freaking upset about it. Why? Why do we care that a fictional character has changed her skin color? No one cares, people. Not a single soul on the earth cares. So I'm sharing every meme that I get that has a white character from the 70s transformed into a black character, and I'm laughing at it because it's so hilarious. And there you go. That has been your Marquee Minute.
I love it. Hey, brother, we do need to talk before you start putting your show in boxes, because I have an easier way now because it's that cool. But we do need to talk before, we do the stuff with the show, so we can get you all back in the loop.
I just wanted to hop on real quick, say hello to all of my people, Joaquin, everybody. Love you guys. Miss you guys. Anybody that's in the chat that I'm not monitoring, miss you guys. Just want to let you guys know that I'm still alive. I have not committed suicide, and I have not done anything to kill myself or have anyone kill me. Just so you guys were wondering. Yes, I have had questions asking me that.
Just so everybody knows, Marquis knows I don't play around with people's asses.
Exactly. And we've talked about it, but it's okay. You know,
Fuck it. How many calls in a half hour did you get?
Dude, that was like, oh man, I'm telling you. And we'll discuss it later. I want to talk to people about that because it's true.
Right.
You know, it's serious things out there that we go through that we need friends. We can't just isolate ourselves and think that we can handle things ourselves. It won't work. It never works. Even with the strongest of us, it does not work.
Exactly. That's the truth.
And I love this man, and I think I proved that to him in 30 minutes in one day.
Yeah, you did. I didn't mean to take over y'all's show. I'm sorry.
No, you're
love
fine,
you guys.
brother. All right, man. It was good. It was good having you come in.
It ain't important.
Just jugging the news.
Oh, man, don't worry about it.
Google left us, dude. She straight up left, man. Ducks are more important.
Ducks.
Like, that's what DV radio has become. Oh, ducks are more important.
Like, I'm just imagining Mike out there in the dark with a flashlight.
Like, if I could send this to them right
Ducks are around.
If I could send this via carrier pigeon, I'd send this and send it to the DV farm right now. It'd be...
Get a cock, get a cock, get a cock.
Oh, shit.
Listen, guys, one thing I really want to say is that though the old DV page got shut down, it's a lot of important work that has been done with that page. The new page is going to do even more tremendous work. The farm, Six was showing me the farm and the new additions they have out there. There's going to be some tremendous things going on, but patience. You know, we have endured a lot of patience. Bo was telling me, a couple months ago that they finally got their first sponsor after patience was in hell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So right now, we're just taking a little bit of more baby steps, but it's all going to come to fruition soon. A lot of us have real lives. We have things we do. We don't all work radio full time 24/7. So we can't just entertain you by talking because it don't pay the bills, people. You know what I'm saying?
That's the damn truth. It's our fucking
Oink
therapy.
Oink.
What's up, brother?
Hey, just so you know, I'm getting my spot back in the freaking intro of this damn show. So you can piss my ass on.
Hey, brother, we had about a page and a half of outtakes for you, man. Really, we did.
Dude, he's like, everybody's like, put Marquis in. And I'm like, but then you're going to expect Marquis to be on the fucking show, and he's not on the fucking show. I was like, and then you're going to be asking me where he's at, and I'm going to tell you that he's not here, and then you're going to get mad at Marquis, and then you're going to get mad at me for not making him be on the show. So no way that any of us is going to win this round.
Listen, can I just give a quick update real quick, Bo? Okay?
Yeah, brother.
Just so everybody knows what I've been going through. Okay, so at my old house, we were renting, and they sold the house from underneath us. You know what I'm saying? Suppose we had this amount of time to get out. And I'm not working still. My wife is. So I had to scrounge up money. And by the grace of God, because I am a Christian, I know some of you all aren't, but it's okay. We were able to find a house that was within our budget. That's 5 bedrooms, unfinished basement. It has I think it's like 3,000 square feet, something like that. In a nice, quiet neighborhood. We're on a half acre of land here, I think. It's just like everything just started falling into place, and a lot of stress fell off my shoulders. Like, if you guys go back and listen to some of the shows that I did prior, I sounded depressed. I mean, because I was. You know, I got 5 kids. It's kind of hard to look your 5 kids in the face in a small, tiny house and say, hey, you know, I'm glad you guys are here. But now they're comfortable, sleeping in their own rooms, have their own beds, have their own televisions. You know, they can study in there, everything. It's just so much weight is off of my shoulders just by this simple move that I'm just in a better place.
Well, I have to ask, Daddy, can I have some water?
No.
He don't want to say nothing. I love you, Marquis.
Shut up.
Daddy, I want some water.
Shut your mouth.
Get your own damn water. Oh, man, it's nice hearing from you. Everybody's like, Marquis said he talked to you. I'm like, yeah, we talked to each other like a month ago.
Look, if you don't have my cell phone number, okay, then it's going to be very hard to get in contact with me because I hate Facebook for some reason. And I only get on there when there's something funny going on. I want to piss everybody off. Like right now with this Little Mermaid thing. And
that reminds me. I got to give you the new phone number to the room that they just put in the other day so we can talk when my room's finished on that phone instead of this phone. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
Understand, 100%. Copy, full copy. All right, guys. Well, I'm finna go take a shower because we just came from this party with these Jamaicans, and it was crazy, and I'm sweaty. So
you have to make a show just on the party of Jamaicans.
Oh my God, dude, it was stinky. If you ever been to Iraq and you went to say like hip hop night, and the Ugandans would come in and dance and stuff, that's the way it smelled. Like no one even seen a bar of deodorant in years. So fun, but stinky.
But wait, they actually had pork at this party, right?
Yeah, but it's Jamaican. It ain't Muslims.
Okay. I'm just making sure because you compared them to the Ugandan smell. I wanted to make sure the listeners understood that Jamaicans actually eat fucking bacon.
Yeah, Jamaicans, they got some of the best food in the world, man. If you've never had a jerk chicken or some jerk pork, oh my goodness, you're missing out on life.
I still find that one of the I still find that one of the most hilarious named foods in my entire life. Jerked chicken.
It's so good.
It is. It really, if it's made correctly.
Oink, have you ever eaten jerk chicken?
Oink.
Oink.
Peg.
Got to unmute.
Thought you fell asleep again.
No, I'm not snoring this time. Although the bed is right behind me. But yes, it is some good stuff.
Joaquin's here, right?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing, man? Nice to hear your voice.
Dude, I haven't talked to you in forever. How you been, man?
I'm doing all right. I, fucked up my arm, had surgery, all kinds of good shit,
Whoa, what kind of surgery?
Bicep tendon repair.
Oh, okay. I thought you like open heart triple bypass surgery.
No, I snapped my bicep tendon being an idiot.
Okay, that's normally what us fat guys get. We get open heart triple bypass surgery.
Nah,
right?
No, my heart's good.
Oh, your heart's good. Wow. My
heart's good and strong.
All right, I got to figure out a way to get you to a car accident so I can get your heart. You're doing it, right?
No, seriously, if anybody wants to come total my pickup, I'd love to get out from under that fucking thing.
Oh, man. You know what? Do like we used to tell the soldiers. Just go down freaking 16 at Fort Stewart and just say a boar ran out in front of you and hit a tree.
There we go.
All right, I done took over way too much time on the show. I love you guys. I really do.
Love you, brother. Thank you for stopping by.
Everyone who emailed me or texted me or sent me a message and I forgot to respond back to you. I love you guys. All right.
He's talking to the listeners. Why aren't you guys chatting in chat? I think they just want to hear us have our little fucking reunion, honestly.
No, they don't. They don't care about us. I'm black. They'd rather see me, I'm not going to go there.
I want to see you on live PD in a DV t-shirt.
Oh, well, yeah. Dude, you know how many men? Okay, when 6 came down to Atlanta, we did that little pathetic, I need a job. Please help me. You know how many memes was made of that? It was like 15 floating around.
Marquis became a fucking meme sensation.
Okay. Meme, whatever. Potato. Kiss my ass, Bo.
You're in Georgia, so.
Send it by carrier pigeon.
Right?
Yeah, send it. Yeah, you send it by carrier pigeon, damn it.
Oh, shit.
Gosh, you do. I'm telling you, man, I'm like in such a better place, man. I'm sitting on my back patio right now, just nothing's going on. It's just crickets and the stars, man. It's just so freaking relaxing. Oh, well, not as able to turn the lights on because they probably see a black man out here in his underwear. Let me go back in the house so they call the police.
As he walks in the fucking door.
Say you're breaking in.
Fat black guy breaking into the patio. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it.
He's out there enjoying himself and laughing on the phone.
What is he doing? You can't do that. Get back on the plantation. All right. Love you guys. I'm leaving now.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll bring it. You guys know me. You know I'm going to say something.
And that's why we fucking miss your ass.
Gable, because he's black.
Let me go check again. Yeah, black.
Oh, shit.
All right, guys. Hey, my final farewell. Hey, guys, stay safe, stay positive, and stay well endowed. I will see you guys next week.
All right, brother. We love you, Marquis. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, well, that was Marquis Davis. He stopped in, and really quick, we got to take a break because we weren't prepared for that at all. We'll be right back.
DV Radio.
So, we weren't prepared for that. That's why we had to take a quick 60-second break, just to make sure that we hit that 2 minutes before the hour was up, for ad revenue of Live 365. But you do not hear those ads on podcast. You just hear DV Radio's ads, which usually don't last too awfully long. But we're going to save the rest of the articles until next week, unless Google or someone sends us 5 million fucking articles. We'll play it by ear. How's that sound? That's what we'll do. I like that idea. Thank you, Joel from Security Sucks Media and Podcast, for coming on tonight. We are fucking ecstatic having you being syndicated here on dvradio.net. We look forward to having you and working with you in the future. Don't forget Joaquin Watai's Service Dog show with PTSDog Sunday night. That's tomorrow night, July 7th at 2000, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on dvradio.net. All of that happens right here on WDVR. You can listen to us in America, the UK, and Canada. All else places, you have to listen to us on podcast. We apologize for this. If you want to help us out, but you don't have a big budget and you're not a small business, go to patreon.com/DVRadio. From $1 all the way up to a couple $100, you can help DV Radio pay for everything from website to merchandise that we are trying to get for you guys, which is very fucking hard, songs and all of that stuff, because we do have to buy songs, and unless it's an independent artist, i.e. Sailor Jerry, SOSRA, Beasto Blanco, who gives us express permission to use their songs for a certain amount of time or never-ending amount of time. If they send that permission to us with the songs, we can absolutely play those songs here on dvradio.net. I know a lot of you have been asking. Hopefully we can get that veteran-made music block started one of these years that I tried a couple years ago, but, you know, most people that go, send me fucking music, and no, not happening. Just not fucking happening. Trying to think. Media Litter Sandwich is new this coming Tuesday. I don't have anything to read off about that. I didn't have a teaser to play you guys. Apologize for that. We've had a fucked up week. But that is happening Tuesday, Media Litter Sandwich, 1900, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always. Honorable Discharge is new next Wednesday as well, right here on dvradio.net. It's the show that was supposed to play this week, but it didn't, because it didn't, for whatever fucking reason. We're talking to Live 365, trying to fix all that. It's with Devin Doan and Sean McCall as they stop by Studio 395. They talk about butter and Florida man memes. A 60-year-old Navy vet, a 37-year-old Air Force fella, and a 26-year-old Marine come together to talk about life, comedy, careers, and pretty much none of it is politically correct. I got a cough. Excuse me. Ron also says he's never laughed so hard on air as he did in this episode, and this was a really fun episode for Ron because he actually scheduled these guests without knowing they're longtime family friends and they hadn't called up in quite a few years. So please tune in this coming Wednesday, and then it'll be on podcast next week. Obviously, Up in Arms is on hiatus. Please go grab your Battlegrounds coffee, either the $10 bag or the $65 bag, or you can get a 15% discount if you get the Darkness tier on Patreon. But if you want to pay full value, go to uboracoffee.com. Make sure you buy the Battlegrounds coffee if you want to support DV Radio. No other coffee supports us there. A portion of that comes directly here to DV Radio. Also, thank you to Nightcap Productions for sponsoring us. What the Forecast, as well as Backseat Navigator. Those two apps are available on your iOS and Android devices. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. Joaquin, really quickly, 10 seconds or less. Any last words?
Don't forget to pick up your copy of the book, PTSDog, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder and the Service Dog, available at booklocker.com, amazon.com, and barnesandnoble.com. If you choose to purchase it through Amazon, please use smile.amazon.com and consider choosing the DV Farm as your charity of choice.
And oink.
Nope, just thanks for everybody, seriously, from all of us here that's involved with the radio. Thanks for tuning in every week. We do it for you.
Yes, most definitely. Thank you all that are new listeners and or new chatters on dvradio.net. Didn't expect all you motherfuckers to show up tonight, but thank you. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope it was somewhat entertaining and informative all at the same time. For DV6, Google, Rico, who cannot be here, Marquis, who stopped in last minute and we did not know, Oink, and Joaquin Watai. I'm Boner Wood. You just heard Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net. Until next week, Buttsickles. Bye-bye!
Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter